Hey guys, Mike the Mortgage Guy here. Welcome back to the channel, your local lender helping you navigate the home buying process. Today, we're going to talk about the pre-qualification process and why it's important. Here we go. Okay, so when obtaining a home or a property for the first time, there's pretty much two options. You're going to pay cash for it or you're going to obtain a mortgage. Before you obtain a mortgage, we have to pre-qualify you for that said mortgage. Here's the process for the pre-qualification. First of all, why is the pre-qualification even important in the first place? You need that pre-qualification, or that PQ we'll call it in this video, to A, show your realtor so they show you properties, B, so you know the value of the home that you're looking for, so you're not looking above or below value. We don't want you on Zillow or Redfin scrolling, looking at properties that you can't afford. Speak to a lender like me and we'll get you pre-qualified. We'll get you exactly the numbers for your down payment, your monthly payment, an estimated rate, so you know exactly the property that you're looking for. So the step to getting pre-qualified, here's what we look at as lenders. First is going to be your income. Obviously, we want to look at income and your work history. 2 years of work history, consecutive work history. Now, again, there's some caveats that go into that. Say you were in school and you just graduated and you've been at your position for 1 year. If you went to school for the same job that you're employed in or similar, we could use your schooling as part of that history. Now, if you're a W-2 employee, we look at your gross income before taxes. If you're self-employed, we look at tax returns minus all your business expense. Now, if you're looking to buy a home by yourself and say you don't have enough income on your own, you could definitely get a cosigner as well. That cosigner can be a non-occupying cosigner, so they do not have to live in the property. So when you're thinking ahead of time, how much of your net monthly income do you want to use for that mortgage payment? Look at about 30 to 35%. In addition to that, there's going to be taxes, insurance, and a couple other expenses. So 30 to 35% is a good starting point. In addition to your normal W-2 or self-employed income, we could also use a couple other things to help qualify you. We could use bonus and commission. Now, you have to have been receiving that bonus or commission for 2 or more years. Additionally, if it's increasing or decreasing, we have to take that into account. That's where coming to talk to someone like me pays the dividends. Some additional types of income that we could use: child support, IHSS, in-home support services, or other things like that, as long as you've been receiving it consistently, and we could prove you'll be receiving it for a consistent amount of time after this. Okay, so we discussed income a little bit. You understand that you have to have a job, 2+ years of work history, kind of how we look at that. If your income is declining or increasing, we look at that as well. The next big thing we look at is credit. I won't dive too much into credit, because I'm going to make an entire video on exactly what you need to do to boost your credit and kind of what credit scores we look at. But here's a quick snippet. First of all, do not trust Credit Karma. We've had so many borrowers, every one of us has borrowers. Well, my Credit Karma says this, it's not going to be right. Look at my FICO or call each one of the bureaus individually and get what your credit score is. You're going to have a much better idea of what your credit is. So when it comes to credit, we check your credit for you completely for free. And if you do have a little bit of a lower credit score, we have systems in place to help you increase that credit. Something that goes along with that income and credit is your debt to income. That's something that we look at as well. So we look at your monthly debts versus your monthly income. That debt to income ratio is going to determine what kind of loan program you get and what kind of rate you get. Remember, we don't care the total balance of a certain debt. We care what that monthly payment is, those monthly debts. For every $50 of monthly debt that you pay off, that's $10,000 more in purchasing value. That's a lot of house. Finally, one of the last things that we look at for getting you pre-qualified is your down payment amount and your down payment source. So there's a few options when it comes to down payment. A, you could have cash in the bank. A lot of people have what we call mattress cash. Maybe they've been saving some cash up in their home safe, under their mattress, wherever it is. That cash needs to be seasoned and in the bank for at least 2 months. Remember that, very important. Other ways to potentially get help with that down payment: you could receive a gift from a family member. This can be a brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, mother, father, etc. Can't be a friend, does have to be a family member, but they can give you this cash, and depending on the loan program, they can either transfer it to you or transfer it right at closing to the escrow company. Another thing to remember is that down payment amount isn't the set amount that you're going to need to come in with at the end of the day. You have to assert about 2 to 3% for closing costs as well. For example, if you're buying a $500,000 and you're putting, say, $25,000 down, that 5%, you're going to need at least $10,000 for those closing costs. That's going to cover your reserves, your title fees, etc. So guys, these are really the basics to the pre-qual and why it's very important. These days, realtors are not going to show you a property. Realtors are not going to take you serious unless you have one of these pre-qualification forms from a lender like myself. This shows that you're serious. This shows that you have the work history, that you have funds available, and that you're ready to buy a home. This way, you can set an appointment, look at homes you want, and it gives you purchasing power. Hope this helps, guys. Give me a call, shoot me a message if you have any questions, and looking forward to getting you pre-qualified for a loan.